Well, it's that time again here on Triple Live Radio. It's 4 o'clock Eastern Time. We bring TGIF to a whole new level. Daniel Dudley's out. I am Justin LeBar. I am in, and I am in for the best segment of the week, as we are happy to have sitting next to me. And you're not quite as privileged as I am, but you could be later if you go to Blush, 9th Street downtown. Rachel Starr, adult film star, is in town here in Pittsburgh. Not liking the cold, but she's got hot nails and everything else is doing its part as well. Rachel, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let me, I didn't write it down, so that's my bad preparation. The Twitter is Rachel Starr. Is it XXX?
Yes.
Rachel Starr, XXX. Follow her on Twitter. You can see pictures, talk to her. And I got to say, you have a way with words. First off, she walks in. Obviously, anybody that's ever seen the studio here at Triple Live Radio, tons of Pittsburgh paraphernalia. We have our Let's Go pens, and let's just say that pens wasn't what was on her mind. So that was her first blunder. And I gotta say, you cracked me up with your Twitter. I have written down one of your tweets here from a couple days ago because I was obviously following you, and it says, "quote I'm not here to babysit your insecure emotions. I'm here to blank." Fill in the blank there. So if you're not on board, take your chitty baby compliments to your girlfriend/wife. What was going on with you? What was going on with you? As you can see. Anyways.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can talk about that.
You don't have to. Point being, Rachel Starr, you have to follow her. She has got a personality. I'm having fun for the last 10 minutes before we even going on the air.
Oh my God, I'm turning red.
She is. How's Pittsburgh been treating you besides Starbucks inadequacies?
It's been awesome. I had a good first night at...
Folks, look at this. She is really... Whew. I can say I just made Rachel Starr red. Unfortunately, I don't tell them why or how or what I didn't do. But that's it. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Starbucks, Pittsburgh. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I was at the Blush Club last night, and that was awesome. I had an awesome turnout. And that was really fun. And then today we got to go on an adventure to explore Pittsburgh to find a Starbucks, which we had quite the difficulty. And yeah, so I don't know. We've just been bouncing around trying to find a bank to accept my money. Apparently, the banks here don't like me. They don't like my $1 bills that I'm trying to change in for larger.
I can't picture some stiff in a bank who's been looking at Joe Schmo cashing his check all week saying no to you and turning you away.
Well, it definitely wasn't a guy. It was definitely, what was there, 4 women? 4 women in the bank.
That doesn't matter. It's 2013. It's all fair game. They still shouldn't be turning you away.
That's what I thought. I mean, it wasn't even like I had a lot. I mean, how much did I have? It was like 255 in ones. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted. They were a little crinkled up or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had it laid out nice. You know, can I trade these in? And she's like, no, you're gonna need to go down the street, the bank. You know, uphill in the snow with no jacket, no shoes. I was freezing. She sent me into a torture chamber outside in the cold.
Surprised you didn't start a new hashtag like stripper problems or something, or dancer problems, or
well, I have done the hashtag porn star problems, but Nikki Benz is way better at that than I am.
Really?
Actually, she has some very clever ones. But yeah, no, maybe I should think about that. Maybe I should just say Rachel Starr problems.
Just trying to help you out.
Yeah.
Rachel Starr, of course, follow her on Twitter at Rachel Starr XXX. She'll be at Blush tonight and tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, and 12 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yeah. Well, you started here. 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock showtime, so make sure you get there, get yourself a drink, get yourself a good seat to see her on stage. Talk to me about your show. I mean, obviously, you know, anybody that's seen your work knows all of your wonderful assets, but talk about the show, what you bring on stage for the live crowd.
Well, when I do my feature dance show, I like to let people know who I really am, as a person. You know, you see me on these movies and people have this whole persona idea of what they think I'm like, but I'm actually just a really goofy person that likes to play around, and you know, I'm not, you know, prude in any way or diva-ish or anything like that. So I really like to get the crowd going. I'm very energetic, and I just I like to do crazy stuff, and I like to just, you know, make fun of it and just have fun, and I'm smiling the whole time on stage, and I'm fucking with people. I mean, I'm messing around with people.
It's okay.
I'm messing around with people.
It's okay.
I mean,
we have more leniency here.
Yeah, I'm messing around with people, you know, and just, you know, I don't know. I just like to have a really, really good time, and after I do my show, I always usually have try to have a different show each show that I do. I try to make it very different from the last one, so it gives people, well, one, I want people to stay from the first one to the second one,
sure.
And so they usually get naughtier and dirtier as they progress, but after my show, I do like a meet and greet, and so lap dances and pics, and sign autographs, and I do like a lot of free giveaways. Like last night, I threw out free 8x10s where I gave autographs. Sometimes I get a wild hair. I want to throw out DVDs for free, and all that stuff. But even just people that want to just come up and talk to me and just be like, hey, like I want to see how you are.
Sure,
I've been following you for this, or I have a question about this or whatever. Like I don't turn anybody away.
It's amazing. I mean, and I don't know why I should be surprised by this. It makes sense. It's amazing. With really successful adult film stars like yourself, you get the fan, and you have like 150,000 followers on Twitter. So it's amazing. You get the fans that watch you regularly, that they follow all your work, and then they see you live. They really feel like they are like friends with you, which is not a bad thing, but like they feel closer to you than maybe you otherwise would, because you don't know who the hell they are. But it's pretty amazing to see the connection that when the girls gonna blush that they have with their fans. That's awesome to hear that you at least take the time to give them giveaways.
Well, I'm crazy enough, like I actually get to know a lot of my fans. Like even last night, I had someone that I've been talking to on Twitter for 3 years or something like that, and he came up to blush, and I actually went out with him afterwards. We went out and drank and had a good time with all of his friends and whatever. And that was the first time I'd met him in person, and it was so much fun. But I mean, like even when I'm at home in Dallas, like I always like, okay, hey, I'm at Swoozy's. You want to come up here and have a drink or whatever? Like I'm not like shy about like trying to hide where I'm at or anything. Like if someone, like more the merrier to me. Like I want to meet everybody. Sure. I want to like, hey, like let's have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Come on,
absolutely,
get over here. Like. So some people are so intimidated, so I feel like sometimes you gotta give them like the open invitation to come out there, and I don't want anybody to be intimidated of me.
Well, and that's a huge thing, because again, you can imagine the guys are going to be somewhat intimidated. Some guys are going to be intimidated because you're Rachel Starr, and I don't know. That's a celebrity factor. Not to mention you're a girl they watch have sex on screen. There's going to be an intimidation factor.
Yeah.
What's my first line do I say to Rachel Starr? Like, where's my opening conversation?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Again, she's going to be at Blush all weekend long, or through tonight and tomorrow night. 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock are the show times. Blush, 9th Street, downtown. And kind of sticking with the theme of accessibility to fans, I saw you have this, you can do a phone call thing. Fans can talk to you on the phone.
Oh yeah, it's callrachelstarr.com. And so you pretty much, I don't really know how it works with the prompt, but it's like it's a company that I got with and partnered with or whatever. So I think what it is it tells you like the prices or whatever, and you can like pay for however many minutes you want, or you can, I don't know if there's like specials or whatnot. I don't know about that end of it, but I have like an on-off switch, so I can like turn it on, and then all of a sudden I'm available for calls, and when I'm ready to like cut it off, like I go off. But it's awesome. When I do it, it's really, really interesting. Like at first, I remember the first call that I did, I was kind of like, should I go right into sex talk, or should I wait for them to talk about it? Or like, maybe they don't want to talk to me about sex. Maybe they just want to talk to me about like whatever it is that I do.
I went through this same debacle to myself earlier on this phone call I had earlier. I didn't know what the hell to do. I didn't know if I should go to sex first or what.
I mean, it's
problems.
And I know porn star problems. Here we go. So after I did the first one, I was like, there was like this like weirdness, and I was like, man, screw this. Like, I'm not going to wait for them to do it. Like, I'm just going to go right in and start. I'm going to say some shock factor, off the wall, crazy stuff, and just see how they react to it. And then I know, like, they're going to be like, whoa, like that was intense, or maybe they're like, yeah, more, and then I kind of like, I can feel out the phone call from there, so.
Do you realize there's a whole other moneymaker to be made if you could, I don't know what the laws are here, if you could record those conversations and you could take a best of compilation of the guys who you might have been a little bit too aggressive to and kind of stuttered or stammered and got surprised. That could be some funny stuff to make.
Dude, there has been some really funny. There was this one guy on there, like it was so awesome. He had this entire storyline that is like this whole fantasy storyline, that he wanted to express. It was like 2-3 pages. Like I could literally hear him turn the page